Welcome to another edition of the podcast known as Blending the Family. I am your host, Tommy Maloney, but this is series, or part 5, I should say. This is the new series, Mental Health Monday. This is part 5. And today's title is called, What is Your Pain Point? And before we get into that, I just want to give out some quick announcements. Number 1, please go over to the website, mydadsadvicebook.com, to pick up your pre-ordered book of my new book called My Dad's Advice at 5:04 a.m. That's My Dad's Advice at 5:04 a.m. I obviously am having problems speaking. Again, the website is mydadsadvicebook.com. Number 2, head over to Facebook. Check out Blending the Family there on Facebook. New updates coming up. Including a bonus dads group. So check out Blending the Family on Facebook for updates about when that is going to launch. What is your pain point? All right, kids, gather around. Uncle Tommy's going to tell you a story. So today I was mowing the yard, the front and backyard, and when I got done with the front yard, I'm bringing the mower into the backyard. And in our backyard, we have a gate, and then in the gate we have rocks, and then we have, as you walk into the gate, the left side is the house, and then you have a few feet, and then you have the fence. Well, along the rocks, right before you get into the backyard, is the hose. I hate this hose. Number 1, it's one of those hoses that just kinks up on you. And number 2 is just laying there. And I am really bad at, that lasso technique to keep it, nice and neat. So anyway, we have one of those. I have no idea what you call it, but the hose storage where you hook up the hose into this box, and then you have the crank, and then you crank up the hose. Well, apparently, I don't know how this happened, but there's supposed to be a hose that goes from this box. I hope you're with me. I hope you're staying with me on this. That goes from the box to the outdoor spigot. I don't know where that hose is. So we stopped using the box to store the hose. Well, today I said enough's enough. There's a good chance we're going shopping this weekend for yard stuff, like, stuff, okay? The big store. The big store you go to find, like, we're going to be looking for light bulbs and zip ties, and I might go look for cactus. I want a cactus garden. But I digress. I couldn't take it any longer. I couldn't deal with running the lawnmower over this hose. I couldn't deal with the hose still being on the ground. The back yard, as far as where all the rocks are, we've been slowly, methodically cleaning up all our weeds. And so this I know this weekend is going to be the backyard of weeds. So what I did was, I couldn't take it any longer, like I said. So I took the hose and I cranked it into the box. What was my pain point? The pain point was I couldn't take it any longer. So my question to you is, what is your pain point? What area? Could it be you're working a 9-to-5 job that you hate? What is your pain point to say, enough's enough, I'm going to quit? Maybe your pain point is in the world of health. What is your pain point saying, enough's enough, I'm going to work on my health? Maybe it's starting a business. Okay? So what is your pain point? What is it that's going to get you from where you are now to where you want to be? I heard this for years with Dr. Wayne Dyer, who was to me, one of the best speakers. Just had a beautiful heart. But he always talked about, in his speeches, about thinking from the end, okay? So if your goal is X, okay? So let's just say the pain point is you want to start a new job, okay? Think about what is that new job. Not just any job, but what is that job? Write it down. Visualize it. But how are you going to get to that end? What baby steps are you going to take to get you from possibly quitting the job you have now to the job you really want? Okay? Like I said, one of the things I got from Dr. Wayne Dyer was think from the end, but also, as I just stated, visualize it. Visualize what that job looks like. Is it in another city? Is it in another state? Is it in another country? Maybe to help you with that pain point is maybe you have to talk to somebody. Maybe you need a coach. Wink, wink. If it's losing a job and losing income, break it down. How much a month do you need to survive? Is it $3,000? Is it $5,000? Is it $10,000? Do you need to maybe do on the weekends a part-time job? Can you start a side gig in order to save money while you possibly, and I'm just throwing random things out here, maybe you quit the job, you've got a part-time job that will help you sustain you for, a couple weeks, 3 weeks, in order for you to focus on finding where you want to be. What is your pain point? What is it that's going to take you to pick up that hose, stick it in the hose box, and put it away? What's it going to take for you to, here's my question, and I'm guilty of this, why do we keep going to a job that we hate? Mentally, it drains us. Physically, it hurts us. Emotionally, spiritually, it robs us of who we are on this planet, our purpose, our why, our reason of being. What is your pain point? What's it going to take for you to take a step back and go, I can't do this anymore? Is it the fear of failure or is it the fear of success? Somebody asked me this question the other day. I said, I don't have a fear of success. I have a fear of failure, which we all do. All right, let me rephrase that. We all don't have it. I have it. You might not have it. Okay? But at the end of the day, what is that pain point that's going to help you live the life you want to be living? Where do you want to go? Is it something you might not have thought of? And here, I'm going to give you one of the things I do with my coaching clients. One of the things I do with my coaching clients is do what's called the mind map. So you take a piece of notebook. So I have a piece of notebook right here. And in the middle of the notebook, you write a word, just one word. For me, when I wrote my book, My Dad's Advice at 5:04 a.m., in order to map out the chapters, I mind map them out. So here's how this exercise works. So on this piece of paper, in the middle of the piece of paper, I wrote down the name of the book, My Dad's Advice at 5:04 a.m. I drew a circle around it. And with this circle, I drew a line outside, connecting a line from the circle, and I wrote chapter 1, backstory. So backstory, I circled, okay? From backstory that I circled, I drew another line, and that line says who. Okay, who was involved in that backstory? Okay, circle that. That's what a mind map is. You're essentially doing a brain dump, okay? So maybe it's something, a new job, but maybe it's something that you haven't thought of. Maybe it's not a skill that you are familiar with. So again, doing a mind map, doing a brain dump in order for you to maybe discover something new to help you move forward, to find something that's going to give you a reason to get out of bed every day, okay? And getting out of bed every day just for a paycheck to a job you hate is going to get you nowhere. So with that, what is your pain point? Again, do you need to maybe come up with a side hustle, a part-time job? Who can you talk to? If there's a job that is something, for example, or maybe you want to start a business, is there somebody you can talk to, somebody have coffee with, somebody you can, send an email to and say, hey, I'm interested in doing this. Would you have a cup of coffee with me? It could be a virtual cup of coffee. And number 3, like I said, from Dr. Wayne Dyer, think from the end. Okay? What is that end goal? What are you seeing in your mind's eye that you want to do? So what steps do you need to take in order to get there? Okay? So that's it. Mental Health Monday. What is your pain point? And if you're a first-time listener to this, I always end the podcast from a quote from an interview I heard with Terry Crews, the actor. And he said, "Your success is my success." I hope if this resonated with you that you become successful. If this helped you, or maybe you need to share this with somebody else and somebody else becomes successful, then I feel successful. All I'm going to end with is, think about it. What is your pain point?